Hello everyone, today I'm going to be drawing in 3D with these twistable, erasable Crayola crayons, pretty extreme. Before I get started, be sure to like and subscribe and let's see what I can come up with. I started off by using the blue twistable erasable Crayola crayon, and for this piece of art I'm going to do two separate ones, but for this one I'm doing the type of 3D art where when you look through the blue side of the lens you can see the red drawn artwork, and when you look through the red side of the lens you can see the blue drawn artwork. And so I decided to do this kind and also another kind, the kind where it actually looks 3D just when you look at it. So stay tuned to see the results of both of these. Hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully by now you can tell what I'm drawing. I'm drawing a skull for this part of it, and then I'm going to be drawing another image in red that you'll be able to see separately but also together, and hopefully it'll come out looking pretty nifty. Just in case you were wondering, these Crayola crayons were actually not as bad as I thought they were going to be, if that's worth anything, and if you were curious. I did not test the eraser, so I can't tell you about that, but I can tell you that it actually worked a lot better than I thought it was going to, and then I decided to cover the whole thing in a little bit of blue so that way it stood out even more when we looked through the red lens. After I shaded in the whole thing blue, then I went on to use my red erasable, twistable Crayola crayon, and for this part, I decided to try and make like a space helmet. So when we look at it, we see an astronaut skeleton, I suppose, and the blue is the skeleton, and the red is the space helmet. So I guess when you look through the blue, you'll only see the helmet, and when you look through the red, you'll only see the skull. It's a little bit confusing, and to be quite honest with you, it really only works with the blue. Like, for the red lens, you'll see the skull, but for the red, you still see both. So, I'm not really quite sure if that's my fault or if it's just kind of how it works, but you'll see what I'm talking about in the end, so stay tuned to see what I mean. Trying to ignore the blue sketch that I already did and do the red sketch on top, trying to like ignore the skeleton, was actually quite hard because I wanted it to fit on the skeleton's head, but I also was trying to like ignore the skeleton head, so it's actually kind of hard to do, but I just kept going with it, and honestly, I'm not striving for perfection here because one, that's not attainable, but two, this is my first time ever doing something like this, and it's really hard, honestly, to ignore a sketch you've already done and do one on top of it, beside it, whatever, because how are you not gonna compare or look? But here is what I was talking about. This is the red lens, you can only see the blue, and then with the blue lens you can see both, but I don't know if I didn't have the right shade of blue, but I felt like I should give it one more go around. So for this one, I didn't do the same type of 3D. I wanted this one to kind of look 3D through when you use both of the lenses, which I can't really show you guys, but I'll still show you what I mean. For this type of 3D, I'm doing it so the same image is 3D, not like you see one color and one lens, whatever kind of thing. I'm doing it so you see both colors and it looks 3D when you have both color lenses together. So I decided to do this little like Triceratops dinosaur outline kind of thing and just keep it simple for the sake of my mind not getting confused about all the different colors and where to put them. And I'm not gonna lie, I still got a little confused, but I just kept going with it, and then afterwards I did some touch-ups because it needed some touch-ups. But that's okay, I just touched up the blue because I went over it with the red a little bit too much in some areas, so it wasn't enough blue and red. It needs to be like 50-50, and I had like 75-25, so I had to go back over it, but I made it work out in the end, I think, and I think it still worked out okay in terms of the effect that I was going for. Like I said before, for this effect, it's more like if you had a pair of 3D glasses on, this would actually pop out at you. but I can't show you guys that through the camera lens because it just doesn't work. I tried to put the lenses like side by side, like overlapping each other, but then you just can't see through them. So I guess it doesn't work like that. I'm not quite sure how 3D works, but if you have a pair of 3D glasses at home, you know, that came with your Shark Boy and Lava Girl 3D movie set, I don't know, something like that, then go ahead and feel free to put these on, like those on at the end of it, because then you can see what I'm talking about and the dinosaur will kind of like pop off the page. I also decided to add some glitching type effects just to add more to the art piece and to make it a little more fun and dynamic, and yeah, just because I wanted to add more, honestly, so that's what I did. And I also took a white gel pen and etched out some glitches through that as well. Once I was done adding all of the glitch effects, it's time for the final reveal. For this one, again, it's not really as epic because you need both lens to see what I'm trying to do, but I still show you guys anyway, just in case you were curious what it looks like through the blue lens and through the red lens. So here's the red lens, and this is what it looks like through the red. And then this is what it looks like through the blue. So the image does change a little bit, but again, that's not really what I was going for this one. So viewers at home, put the 3D glasses on and you can maybe see what I was trying to show you with this one. Here are them side by side, two different types of 3D artwork, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was pretty fun to mess around with, and I definitely want to try to do more detailed, in-depth things in the future, but again, one more time, here is them through the red, and the skull really turned out through this, because you can't see the helmet at all, so that one's pretty impressive, and then here's it through the blue, and I do think it worked for the helmet as well, but you can see the skull, so anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and check out my videos to see more.